Hello, future educators and skilled professionals. Welcome to our TLE and TVTE Majorship Review Series, your go to guide as you prepare for your board exams or teaching journey. Whether you're majoring in ICT, economics, fishery arts, or industrial arts, we've got you covered. Each episode is designed to help you recall core concepts, apply your skills, and feel confident heading into your exams or classroom. In this series, we'll tackle essential theories and principles, sample board exam questions and rationales, and much more. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and join our growing community of our future educators and skilled textbook teachers. This is Home Economics Bread and Pastry 50 Items with Rationalization Part 1 for September 2025. As we go through the questions, please answer them by typing the item number and then the letter of your choice in the comment section. Let's start. Number 1. What is the best step to have better results in baking? A. Measure ingredients accurately. B. Use any available ingredients. C. Bake at any temperature. D. Skip preheating the oven. Answer letter A. Measure ingredients accurately. Baking is a science, and accurate measurements are crucial to ensure proper chemical reactions between ingredients. Incorrect amounts can affect texture, flavor, and structure. Using precise measurements helps achieve consistent and high quality results. Letter B. Use any available ingredients. Substitutions without proper knowledge can alter results. So letter B is not the answer. Letter C. Bake at any temperature. Specific recipes require precise temperatures for proper cooking. Still not the answer. Letter D. Skip preheating the oven. Preheating ensures even baking from the start. So answer letter A. Number 2. Which of the following flour mixtures is thick enough to be rolled and kneaded? A. Dough. B. Batter. C. Foam. D. Pouring mixtures. Answer letter A. Dough. Dough is a flour mixture that has a low liquid to flour ratio, making it thick enough to be rolled and kneaded. Examples include bread, dough, pie crust, and cookies. Letter B. Butter. Butter is thinner than dough and usually poured or dropped like pancake or cake butter. Letter C. Foam. A mixture of beaten eggs, especially egg whites, with air, used in sponge cakes and shuffles not made primarily from flour. Letter D. Pouring mixtures, very thin and fluid, used for things like crepes or thin pancakes. Letter A is the correct answer. Number 3. Which among the following cookies needs freezing before it is cut into desired shapes before baking? Letter A, drop cookie. B, bar cookie. C, refrigerated cookie. D, molded cookie. Answer letter C, refrigerated cookie. Refrigerated cookies, also called icebox cookies, are made from dough that is shaped into a log, chilled or frozen until firm, then sliced into uniform pieces before baking. Chilling helps retain the shape during baking. Letter A is not the answer because dough is soft and dropped by spoonfuls onto a baking sheet. For example, chocolate chip cookies. Letter B is not the answer. Dough is spread in a pan, baked, then cut into bars. For example, brownies. And letter D is not the answer because dough is shaped by hand or molded into specific shapes before baking. For example, peanut butter cookies. Letter C is the correct answer. Number 4. How many cups is equivalent to 1 gallon? Letter A, 8, B, 16, C, 12, D, 20. How many cups in a pint, quart, and gallon? There are 16 cups in 1 gallon. There are 8 pints in 1 gallon. There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So answer letter B, 16. Number 5. Custard filling can be stored in the refrigerator for up to how many days? A, 3 days, B, 5 days, C, 7 days, D, 10 days. Answer letter A, 3 days. Custard filling is a perishable dairy-based product can be spoiled quickly. For food safety and quality, it should be stored in a refrigerator and used within 3 days. Beyond that, the rest of bacterial growth like Listeria or Salmonella increases. Letter A is the correct answer. Number 6. What important ingredient in pastries provides the needed moisture to develop gluten? A. Salt, B. Sugar, C. Water, letter D. Baking powder. Answer letter C. Water. Water is the essential ingredient in pastries and other baked goods that provides the moisture necessary to develop gluten, which is formed when water combines with the proteins glutenin and gliadin in flour. Not, none of the other options can hydrate flour to form gluten. Letter A, salt, is not the answer because salt enhances flavor and can strengthen gluten structure, but it doesn't develop gluten on its own. Letter B, sugar, still not the answer because sugar contributes to browning and tenderness but also competes with flour for water, actually slowing gluten development. Letter D, baking powder, is a leavening agent and plays no role in gluten formation. So water is the key ingredient that allows gluten to form. Letter C. Number 7. It refers to the process of putting your product into containers for easy distribution. A. Packaging, B. Labeling, C. Marketing, or letter D. Shipping. Answer letter A. Packaging. Why? Because packaging is the process of placing products into containers or wrapping them to protect the contents and make them easier to distribute, store, and sell. It also plays a role in branding and presentation. Letter B, C, and D is not the answer because letter B, labeling, is about providing information on the package. Letter C, marketing, involves promoting and selling the product. And letter D, shipping, refers to transporting the product after it has been packed. So letter A is the correct answer. 8. What sugar is pulverized into a powder and often contains cornstarch to prevent caking? Letter A, confectioner sugar. B, brown sugar. C, castor sugar. Or letter D, turbinado sugar. Answer letter A, confectioner sugar. Confectioner sugar, also known as powdered sugar or icing sugar, is the granulated sugar that has been pulverized into a fine powder. It often contains a small amount of cornstarch, about 3%, to prevent caking and clumping. Letter B, brown sugar, is granulated sugar with molasses added back in. It's moist and clumpy. Letter C, castor sugar, is superfine sugar, finer than granulated but not powdered, and dissolves quickly. Letter D, turbinado sugar, is raw cane sugar with large coarse crystals. Okay, number 9. This type of cake contains a high percentage of fat or shortening. A. Angel food cake. B. Butter type cake. C. Foam type cake. D. Sponge cake. Answer letter B. Butter type cake. Butter type cakes, also called shortened cakes, contain a high percentage of fat, usually from butter or shortening. This fat provides tenderness, richness, and a moist texture. Angel food cakes, foam type cakes, and sponge cakes rely mostly on whipped egg whites or wild or whole eggs for structure and have little to no added fat. So letter B is the correct answer. Number 10. Why are thorough mixing and kneading important? A. To distribute the yeast, sugar, and salt evenly. B. To incorporate air into the dough. C. To develop gluten and create a smooth texture. D. To prevent the dough from drying out. Answer letter C. To develop gluten and create a smooth texture. Thorough mixing and kneading are essential in bread and dough making because they, first, help develop gluten, the protein structure that gives dough its elasticity and strength. Next, create a smooth and elastic texture, allowing the dough to rise properly and hold its shape. While some of the other options, like distributing ingredients and incorporating air, are also benefits, the primary reason for kneading is gluten development, which is critical for proper dough structure. So letter C is the only correct answer. Number 11. The basic mixture to which the rest of the ingredients are blended is blanc. A. Sponge of levadura. B. Dough. C. Butter. Or letter D. Starter. Answer letter A. Sponge of levadura. If you're referring to baking, especially in yeast-based recipes, the best answer depends on the context. First, if you're talking about bread or pastries made with yeast, the correct answer might be A, sponge of levadura, or letter D, starter. Since both refer to a pre-fermented mixture used as a base, if it's for cake or quick bread, then C, batter is typically the basic mixture. Batter is the basic mixture of flour, liquid, and often eggs, to which other ingredients are added. It's typically pourable or spoonable and is used in products like cakes, pancakes, and muffins. Let's look at the other options. Letter B, dough, is a thicker, firmer mixture typically used for bread and pastry. And for letter D, starter, is a fermented mixture like sourdough starter, used to leaven dough, not a general base for blending other ingredients. So letter A is the correct answer. Sponge of levadura. Number 12. What is the basic ingredient in baking that improves aroma, flavor, and nutrition in baked products? A. Sugar. B. Flour. C. Eggs. D. Butter. Answer letter A. Sugar. Sugar plays a crucial role in enhancing the flavor, moisture content, and color of baked goods. It also contributes to tenderness and even act as a food source for yeast in certain recipes. Why other options are incorrect? For letter B are while flour is essential for structure in baked goods, its primary function is providing gluten development, not necessarily flavor or aroma. Letter C, eggs. Eggs contribute to texture and structure in baked goods, mainly by binding ingredients together. They also add richness, but their main role is not flavor enhancement. And for letter D, butter. Butter contributes fat and richness to baked goods, enhancing texture and flavor. However, its primary contribution is not related to aroma or nutrition in the same way as sugar. The sugar is a sweet, soluble organic compound that belongs to the carbohydrate group of food. They are simplest to digest among all carbohydrates. 13. What coating is applied to food to make the food shiny or glossy? A. Glaze. B. Frosting. C. Icing. D. Fondant. Answer letter A. Glaze. A glaze is a smooth and shiny coating applied to food to give it a glossy appearance and sometimes add flavor. It can be sweet, like a sugar glaze on donuts, or savory, like a soy glaze on meats. Let's clarify the other options. Letter B, frosting. The frosting is a thick, fluffy coating typically used on cakes and cakes. Icing is thinner, sugary coating used for decoration and sweetness. Fondant is a pliable sugar paste used to cover cakes with a smooth finish. Only glaze is specifically intended to make food shiny or glossy. 14. It refers to miniature bite-sized confections coated with icing. A. Tartufo. B. Iced petit four. C. Marzipan. D. Truffle. Answer letter B. Iced petit four. Iced petit fours are miniature bite-sized confections that are typically coated with icing and often elaborately decorated. They are often served at elegant events like tea parties or receptions. So here's what the other options mean. Tartufo. Tartufo is an Italian ice cream dessert with a chocolate coating. Marzipan, a sweet almond paste used for candies and decorations, not typically iced. And truffle, the rich chocolate confection usually coated in cocoa powder or chocolate, not icing. So letter B is the correct answer. Ice petit four. 15. Which is a rich cream made of chocolate and heavy cream. A. Glaze. B. Buttercream. C. Fondant. D. Ganache. Answer letter D. Ganache. Ganache is a rich cream made by combining chocolate and heavy cream. Smooth, glossy, and can be used as a glaze, filling, or frosting depending on its consistency. Let's look at other options. Letter A. Glaze. Glaze is a shiny coating but not specifically made from chocolate and cream. Letter B, buttercream. Buttercream is made with butter and sugar, sometimes with flavorings like vanilla or chocolate, but not the same as ganache. And letter C, fondant. Fondant is a thick sugar paste used for cake covering, not cream. So answer letter D, ganache. 16. It is a combination of shortened and foam type cake. A. Chiffon. B. Sponge. C. Pound. D. Angel food. Answer letter A. Chiffon. A chiffon cake is a unique type of cake combines characteristics of both shortened cakes, which contain fat like oil, and foam cakes, which use whipped eggs whites for leavening. This results in a cake that is light and airy like a foam cake, but also moist and rich like a shortened cake. Letter B, sponge cake, is not the correct answer because sponge cake is a foam type cake with no added fat or only minimal. Letter C, still not the correct answer, pound cake, because pound cake is a classic shortened cake, very rich and dense. Letter D, still not the answer, angel food cake. It is a pure foam cake made only with egg whites and no fat. 17. Which edible mixture is used to fill pastries, sandwiches, or cakes? A. Butter. B. Frosting. C. Filling. Or letter D. Glaze. Answer letter C. Filling. A filling is an edible mixture placed inside pastries, sandwiches, or cakes to add flavor, texture, and richness. Examples include fruit preserves, cream, custard, or meat mixtures. Letter A, butter. Butter is a raw mixture used to make baked goods, not a filling. Letter B, frosting. Frosting is a sweet coating applied to the outside of cakes. And letter D is glaze, a shiny coating applied to give gloss or flavor not typically used as a filling. 18. What is the simplest method mixing the ingredients together with a utensil, usually a spoon, using a circular motion? A. Creaming, B. Stirring, C. Beating, or D. Folding. Answer letter B. Stirring. Stirring is the most basic mixing method, done using a spoon or similar utensil in a circular motion to evenly combine ingredients without incorporating much air. Letter A is not the correct answer because creaming, beating fat and sugar together to incorporate air. For beating, that means mixing vigorously to incorporate air and develop structure. And for folding, folding refers to gently combining ingredients like whipped egg whites to avoid deflation them. Okay, letter B is the correct answer, stirring. 20. The final rise before baking is called blanc. A. Proof, B. Knead, C. Bake, D. Ferment. Answer letter A. Proof. Proof or proofing is the final rise of shaped bread dough before baking. It allows the yeast to produce gases, giving the dough volume and texture. Letter B, C, and D is not the correct answer because letter B need the process of working dough to develop gluten. For bake means cooking the dough in an oven. And letter D means the initial rise when yeast produces gases and flavor. So the only correct answer here is letter A, proof. 20. Which of the ingredients is an example of a physical leavening agent? A. Cream of tartar, B. Baking soda, C. Yeast, D. Air. Answer letter D. Air. Air is a physical leavening agent introduced into batters and doughs through methods like creaming, sifting, or whisking. Unlike chemical or biological leavening agents, it doesn't rely on reactions or fermentation, it's physically incorporated. Letter A, cream of tartar. So, cream of tartar is an acid often used to stabilize egg whites but not a leavening agent by itself. Letter B, baking soda. Baking soda is a chemical leavening agent. And letter C, yeast. Yeast is a biological leavening agent. So answer here for physical leavening agent is letter D, air. 21. Which type of mixing technique is done only in baking bread? A. Stirring, B. Creaming, C. Kneading, or letter D. Folding. Answer letter C. Kneading. Kneading is a mixing technique specific to yeast bread making. It develops the gluten network in the dough, which gives bread its structure and chewiness. Other techniques like creaming or folding are more common in cakes and pastries. So for letter A, stirring. Stirring is a basic mixing used in many types of cooking and baking. Letter B, creaming. Creaming is used for cakes and cookies to combine fat and sugar. And letter D, folding. Folding means gently mixing light and heavy textures or mixtures, often in cakes or mousses. Letter C is the correct answer. 22. What storing technique is used to draw, fold, and cover the bakery product? A. Wrapping. B. Boxing. C. Sealing. Letter D. Labeling. Answer letter A. Wrapping. Wrapping involves drawing material like paper, plastic, or foil around a bakery product, then folding and covering it to protect it from contamination, maintain freshness, and prepare it for storage or sale. Letter B, boxing. Boxing means placing the bakery product inside a box for storage or transport. While this protects the product, it usually doesn't involve folding or drawing the packaging material around the product itself. Boxing is more about providing rigid protection rather than wrapping. For letter C, sealing. Sealing is the process of closing a package airtight or securely, often using heat or adhesive to preserve freshness and prevent contamination. Sealing usually happens after wrapping or boxing, but it's not the method of drawing, folding, or covering by itself. And letter D, labeling. Labeling means attaching information tags or stickers to the product or package for identification, ingredients, expiration date, and etc. So, answer letter A, wrapping. 23. Which type of cake contains less than 5% fats? A. Pound cake. B. Shortened cake. C. Chiffon cake. Or letter D. Unshortened cake. Answer letter D. Unshortened cake. Unshortened cake, also known as sponge or foam cakes. These cakes use little to no fat, usually less than 5%. They rely on whipped eggs for structure and are lighter and airy. For letter A, pound cake, so a type of shortened cake with a high fat content, usually from butter or oil, generally more than 10% fat. It's dense and rich. So that's why letter A is not the correct answer. Letter B, shortened cake. This category includes cakes made with fat like oil or shortening, so their fat content is usually well above 5%. Examples include butter cakes and pound cakes. So letter B is still not the correct answer. Letter C, chiffon cake, made with oil and egg whites. Chiffon cakes have moderate fat content, generally above 5%. They are lighter than shortened cakes, but still contain significant fat. So the only correct answer here is letter D, unshortened cake. 24. What type of icing is made of boiled sugar syrup so that it would crystallize into a mass of extremely small white crystals? A. Glaze. B. Fondant. C. Buttercream. Or letter D. Royal icing. Answer letter B. Fondant. Fondant is made by boiling sugar syrup and then beating it until it becomes a smooth, creamy mass of tiny sugar crystals. It has a soft, pliable texture and is often rolled out or poured over cakes. Letter A, glaze. Glaze is a thin, shiny coating often made with sugar and liquid like water or juice, but it doesn't crystallize into small crystals. It's usually smooth and glossy. Letter C, buttercream. Buttercream is made by whipping butter with sugar and sometimes other ingredients like milk or cream. It is creamy and smooth but not crystallized sugar syrup. And for letter D, royal icing. Royal icing is made with beaten egg whites and powdered sugar. It dries hard and is used for decorating. It is not made by boiling sugar syrup to form crystals. So the correct answer here is letter B, fondant. 25. It refers to heating the oven to attain the required baking temperature before baking. A. Proofing. B. Preheating. C. Scalding. Or letter D. Roasting. Answer letter B. Preheating. Preheating means turning on the oven and heating it to the desired temperature before placing the food inside. This ensures even baking right from the start. Letter A. Proofing is the process of letting dough rise by fermentation, usually in a warm, humid environment. It has nothing to do with heating the oven. So letter A is not the answer. Letter C, scalding. Scalding involves heating milk or liquid just below boiling point to change its properties not related to the oven. And for letter D, roasting. Roasting is cooking food by exposing it to dry heat in the oven, but it doesn't mean heating the oven beforehand. So letter B is the correct answer. Number 26. Which basic ingredient in baking helps attain tenderness by preventing the cohesion of gluten stans? A. Shortening. B. Flour. C. Eggs. D. Water. Answer letter A. Shortening. Shortening is a fat used in baking that helps create a tender texture in baked goods by first coating the flour proteins, which inhibits the formation of gluten. Second, gluten is what gives dough its elasticity and chewiness. When less gluten forms, the texture becomes more tender and crumbly. And last, this is why recipes like cookies, cakes, and pie crust often call for fat like butter, shortening, or oil. So letter A is the correct answer. For letter B, flour, this is incorrect because flour contains proteins, mainly glutenin and gliadin, that form gluten when mixed with water. Flour is essential for structure but does not contribute to tenderness. It actually promotes strength and chewiness in baked goods. Letter C, eggs is incorrect because eggs provide structure, stability, and richness to baked goods. While they add moisture and can contribute to a delicate crumb, they do not primarily prevent gluten formation or increase tenderness in the way shortening does. Letter D, water. Water activates the proteins in flour to form gluten. It is essential for gluten development and is not used to promote tenderness. So answer letter A. 27. This very fine sugar dissolves faster and is perfect for making meringue. A. Castor sugar, B. Granulated sugar, C. Brown sugar, or letter D. Icing sugar. Answer letter A. Castor sugar. Castor sugar, also called superfine sugar, has smaller crystals than granulated sugar. This makes it dissolve more quickly than granulated sugar, ideal for recipes that require a smooth texture or quick dissolution, such as meringues, sponge cakes, and whipped cream. Preferred in meringue making because it dissolves easily into egg whites, helping to create a stable foam and glossy finish. Letter B, granulated sugar, is incorrect because granulated sugar is a regular table sugar. The crystals are larger than castor sugar, so it takes longer to dissolve, which can lead to a grainy meringue. C. Brown sugar, still incorrect because brown sugar contains molasses, which adds moisture and rich flavor. It's not suitable for meringue as it can interfere with the stability of egg whites and affect the color and texture. Still, letter D, icing sugar, is not the correct answer because icing sugar, or also called powdered sugar, though very fine, it often contains anti-caking agents like cornstarch, which can affect the texture of meringue and prevent proper whipping of egg whites. So, only answer here is letter A, castor sugar. 28. Which is a kind of icing that is made out of butter and or shortening blended with confectioner's sugar or sugar syrup. A. Ganache, B. Fondant, C. Royal icing, or letter D. Buttercream. Answer letter D. Buttercream. Buttercream is a soft, spreadable icing made primarily from butter and or shortening. Confectioner sugar, or also called icing sugar or powdered sugar, and sometimes flavorings like vanilla and milk or cream to adjust consistency. It's widely used for frosting cakes and cupcakes because it's easy to use or to work with and deliciously creamy. Letter A, B, and C is not the correct answer because ganache is made from chocolate and cream, sometimes with butter added for gloss. It's rich and smooth but not made from sugar and butter alone. E. Fondant. Fondant is a thick, pliable sugar paste made from sugar, water, gelatin, and glycerin. Used for covering cakes with a smooth finish, it's not creamy like buttercream. And royal icing is incorrect. Royal icing is made from egg whites or meringue powder and confectioner sugar. It dries hard and is used for decorating cakes and intricate cake decorations, not for spreading like buttercream. 29. What sweet, soluble organic compound belongs to the carbohydrate group of foods? A. Fat, B. Salt, C. Sugar, D. Protein. Answer letter C. Sugar. Sugar is sweet, soluble organic compound, belongs to the carbohydrate group of macronutrients, provides quick energy because it is easily digested and absorbed. Common examples include glucose, fructose, and sucrose. So these are the sugar types of sugars: glucose, fructose, sucrose. So we have the type monosaccharide for glucose, monosaccharide for fructose, and for sucrose, it's disaccharide. Okay, so answer letter C, sugar. In fat, so fat is incorrect because fat is another macronutrient, but it's not a carbohydrate. It's not typically soluble in water and does not taste sweet. Letter B is incorrect because salt or sodium chloride is a mineral, not an organic compound or a carbohydrate. And letter D, protein, is incorrect because protein is made of amino acids and belongs to a different food group. It plays a structural and functional role in the body, but it's not sweet or primarily used for energy like carbohydrates are. So answer letter C, sugar. 30. What is the outer part of a loaf, bread, or pastry? A. Crust, B. Crumb, C. Filling, or letter D. Topping? Answer letter A. Crust. The crust is the outer, usually firmer or darker part of a loaf or bread or pastry. Formed during baking when the surface dries out and browns due to heat. It adds texture and flavor contrast to the softer side. So letter A is the correct answer. For crumb is incorrect. Crumb is the soft inner part of the bread or pastry, not the outer layer. C is incorrect. Filling. Filling is inside content added to pastries like fruit, cream, or meat, not related to the surface of the bread. And letter D is incorrect. Topping, because topping refers to ingredients placed on top of something like cheese on pizza or icing on cake. It's not the same as the baked crust. So the only answer here is letter A, crust. 31. What mixing technique in baking is usually used for meringue and for chiffon products? A. Stirring, B. Creaming, C. Folding, or letter D. Whisking? Answer letter C. Folding. Folding is a gentle mixing technique used to combine light, airy mixtures like whipped egg whites or whipped cream with heavier mixtures like cake batter. Preserve the air and volume in whipped egg whites, which is essential for meringues and chiffon cakes. Usually done with a spatula, gently lifting and turning the mixture over itself. Letter A is incorrect because stirring is a basic mixing method used to combine ingredients uniformly but doesn't preserve air, so it's not suitable for delicate mixtures like meringue. Letter B is incorrect because creaming involves beating butter and sugar together to incorporate air. Typically used in butter-based cakes, not meringue or chiffon products. And letter D is incorrect because whisking is used to create foam, like whipping egg whites into meringue. But the question asks for the technique used to combine mixtures. That's folding, so not whisking. So letter C is the correct answer. Folding. 32. It is one of the more innovative methods used in commercial food packaging. A. Foil packaging. B. Vacuum packaging. C. Paper wrapping. D. Plastic bagging. Answer letter B. Vacuum packaging. Vacuum packaging is considered one of the more innovative methods in commercial food packaging because it removes air, especially oxygen, from the packaging before sealing, extends shelf life by slowing down spoilage, mold growth, and oxidation. It helps preserve flavor, color, and texture of foods and commonly used for meats, cheeses, coffee, and other perishable items. 33. It refers to the procedure of rubbing one or two ingredients against a bowl with the tip of a wooden spoon or electric mixer. A is whisking, B beating, C folding, or D creaming. Answer letter D creaming. Creaming is a mixing technique that involves rubbing or beating butter or shortening and sugar together, usually done with a wooden spoon or an electric mixer. The goal is to create a light, fluffy mixture by incorporating air, which helps baked goods rise and have tender texture. Letter A is incorrect. Whisking involves rapidly mixing to, uh, sorry, it's, yes, whisking. It involves rapidly mixing to incorporate air, usually with a whisk, commonly used for eggs or cream, not rubbing ingredients. Letter B is incorrect. Beating is a faster, more vigorous mixing method to incorporate air and ensure smoothness, but not the specific technique of rubbing fat and sugar together. And letter C is incorrect. Folding is a gentle mixing method used to combine light mixtures like whipped egg whites into heavier batters, preserving air. Very different from creaming. So the only answer here is letter D, creaming. 34. Which of the following is the best substitute for sour milk? A. 1 cup sweet milk plus 1 tablespoon vinegar. B. 1 cup water plus 1 tablespoon lemon juice. C. 1 cup cream plus 1 tablespoon baking soda. Or letter D. 1 cup evaporated milk plus 1 tablespoon sugar. Answer letter A, 1 cup sweet milk plus 1 tablespoon vinegar. Sour milk or buttermilk is often used in baking to react with baking soda, providing acidity that helps with leavening and flavor. You can easily make a substitute by adding an acid like vinegar or lemon juice to sweet milk or regular milk. This acid curdles the milk slightly, creating a sour effect similar to sour milk. Letter B is incorrect. As 1 cup water plus 1 tablespoon lemon juice. So water has no fat or protein like milk. So it won't give the same structure or texture or richness as sour milk. Letter C is incorrect. 1 cup cream plus 1 tablespoon baking soda. Remember, baking soda is alkaline, which neutralizes acid rather than creating it. So it won't mimic sour milk's acidity. And letter D is incorrect. 1 cup evaporated milk plus 1 tablespoon sugar. Evaporated milk is concentrated milk, and sugar adds sweetness. Neither creates the acidity or tanginess needed. So answer here is letter A. 35. Three classes of yeast breads are A. Lean and rich, B. Hard and soft, C. Sweet and savory, or letter D. White and whole wheat. Answer letter A. Lean and rich breads. Yeast breads are commonly classified into two main categories based on their ingredients. First, lean breads, so made with flour, water, yeast, and salt, little or no fat, sugar, or dairy. Examples include French bread and Italian bread. These breads have a firmer texture and crustier exterior. Second type, rich breads, contain additional ingredients like fat, butter, oil, sugar, eggs, and dairy, which make the bread softer, richer, and more tender. Examples include brioche and challah. Letter B is not the correct answer, hard and soft. This is a descriptive way to talk about texture, but not the standard classification. So it's not the answer. Letter C, sweet and savory. So it refers more to flavor profiles rather than bread classes. So still not the answer. Letter D, white and whole wheat. So it refers to the type of flour used, not the bread class based on ingredients. So not the answer. So our answer here is letter A, lean and rich breads. 36. Which is a rich pastry filled with custard or fruit? A. French pastries, B. Danish pastries, C. Cream puffs, or letter D. Turnovers. Answer letter B. Danish pastries. Danish pastries are rich, buttery, and flaky pastries that are often filled with custard, fruit, or cream cheese. Originating from Austria but made famous by Danish bakers. They are a popular choice in bakeries worldwide. Letter A is incorrect because French pastries, so this is a broad category that includes many types of pastries, not specifically a rich pastry filled with custard or fruit. Letter C is incorrect. Cream puffs. So cream puffs is made from chalk pastry filled with cream or custard, but they are not typically described as rich pastries in the same way Danish pastries are. Letter D is incorrect. Turnovers. The turnovers, so this is pastries filled with fruit or meat, folded and sealed, but usually made with puff pastry and not as rich as layered as Danish pastry. So the only answer here is letter B, Danish pastry. 37. Which is a light cake made of meringue and flour. A. Sponge cake. B. Angel food cake. C. Chiffon cake. D. Pound cake. Answer letter B. Angel food cake. Sponge cake is a light cake made by folding meringue beaten egg whites into a mixture of flour and other ingredients. It is known for its airy, fluffy, and a fluffy texture. Angel food cake, on the other hand, is made entirely of white egg whites and flour without any fat, resulting in a lighter texture than sponge cake. Okay, answer letter B, angel food cake. 38. Which method of portioning is done with the use of a food scale? A. Weighing, B. Measuring, C. Scooping, D. Dividing. Answer letter A. Weighing. Weighing is a method of portioning where a food scale is used to measure ingredients or portions based on their weight, ensuring accuracy and consistency in serving sizes. For letter B, measuring. Measuring usually refers to using volume measurements like cups, tablespoons, or liters. This method uses measuring cups or spoons, not a scale. Letter C, scooping. Scooping involves using a scoop, like an ice cream scoop, to portion out food, often based on volume or size but not weight. Letter D, dividing. Dividing means cutting or splitting a batch of piece of food into smaller portions, typically done by eye or with tools like knives, not by weighing. Letter A. 39. What kind of sugar is primarily used in preparing icing? A. White sugar. B. Brown sugar. C. Granulated sugar. D. Confectioner's sugar. Answer letter D. Confectioner's sugar. Confectioner's sugar, also known as powdered sugar or icing sugar, is finely ground sugar mixed with a small amount of cornstarch to prevent clumping. It's ideal for making smooth, creamy icings and frostings. Letter A, white sugar. This usually refers to refined granulated sugar in a white form, but it's not the best choice for icing because it doesn't dissolve smoothly and can result in a grainy texture. The same with brown sugar because it contains molasses and adds moisture and caramel flavor. It's not typically used in icings because it can affect texture and color. And for granulated sugar, so granulated sugar is regular sugar crystals and is used in making many baking recipes, but is not ideal for icing as it doesn't dissolve well, leading to a gritty consistency. So the only answer here is letter D, confectioner's sugar. 40. What's the best substitute for 1 cup sifted flour? A. 1 cup minus 2 tablespoons unsifted all-purpose flour. B. 1 cup whole wheat flour. C. 1 cup cake flour. D. 1 cup cornstarch. Answer letter A. 1 cup minus 2 tablespoons unsifted all-purpose flour. So if you don't have a sifter, so the best substitute for 1 cup of sifted flour is to use 1 cup of unsifted all-purpose flour and subtract 2 tablespoons. This is because sifting flour incorporates air and lightens it. So reducing the amount slightly can help achieve a similar effect. Letter B, 1 cup whole wheat flour, which is incorrect because whole wheat flour is denser and has a stronger flavor and different baking properties. It is not good substitute for sifted all-purpose flour on a one-on-one basis. Letter C is still incorrect because 1 cup cake flour, so cake flour is lighter, it has less protein than all-purpose flour. While it can be a substitute, it changes the texture and structure of baked goods and doesn't directly replace sifted all-purpose flour without adjustment. And letter D, still not the answer. 1 cup cornstarch because cornstarch is a starch, not a flour, and cannot substitute for flour in recipes that is behave very differently. So answer letter A. So here are the substitutes for liquid ingredients, water and milk. 41. The primary purpose of blank is to create the carbon dioxide gas to obtain the lightness and porous structure of the product. A. Scoring. B. Mixing. C. Glazing. D. Fermentation. Answer letter D. Fermentation. Fermentation is the process during which yeast or bacteria consume sugars and produce carbon dioxide gas, which causes dough to rise and creates the light, porous texture in baked goods. Letter A is incorrect scoring because scoring is the process of making shallow cuts on the surface of dough before baking. It allows controlled expansion but doesn't create carbon dioxide. Letter B is incorrect. Mixing combines ingredients and incorporates air but does not produce carbon dioxide gas directly. Letter C is incorrect. Glazing involves applying a coating like egg wash or sugar syrup to bake goods for shine or texture. It does not produce gas. So, fermentation is the process responsible for generating carbon dioxide gas, which gives baked products their light and airy texture. Letter D. 42. Refers to dry heat cooking, which usually takes place in an oven. A. Baking. B. Boiling. C. Steaming. D. Frying. Answer letter A. Baking. Baking is a dry heat cooking method that typically takes place in an oven. It's used for preparing bread, cakes, pastries, and other baked goods by surrounding them with hot, dry air. Letter B, boiling is incorrect because boiling is a moist heat cooking method where food is cooked in water or other liquid at 100 degrees Celsius. It does not involve dry heat or an oven. Letter C, steaming is incorrect. Steaming is also a moist heat method that cooks food using steam from boiling water. It doesn't involve dry heat or ovens. And the same with letter D, frying. Frying is a dry heat method. It involves cooking food in hot fat or oil, not in an oven. So therefore, the correct method that refers to dry heat cooking in an oven is baking. Letter A. 43, which refers to getting the right number of servings from a recipe and serving the right amount. A. Portion control. B. Recipe scaling. C. Meal prepping. D. Serving size. Answer letter A. Portion control. Why? Because portion control refers to the practice of managing the amount of food served to ensure that each serving is appropriate in size, helping with consistent servings, and often aiding in nutrition management. So for letter P, recipe scaling. So this refers to adjusting the quantities in a recipe, either increasing or decreasing ingredients to make sure or to make more or fewer servings. It's about changing the the recipe. Changing the total recipe, not directly controlling how it's portioned. So it's incorrect. Letter C is incorrect. Meal prepping, sorry. Meal prepping involves preparing meals ahead of time, often in batches. While it may be or it may include portioning, its focus is more on convenience and planning rather than portion accuracy per recipe. And letter D is incorrect. Serving size, because a serving size is the amount of food typically recommended or listed on a nutrition label. It's not a unit of measure, not a practice of ensuring you get the right number of portions from a recipe. So the term that specifically refers to both getting the right number of servings and serving the right amount of recipe is portion control. Letter E. 44. Which type of light pastry is filled with whipped cream or a sweetened cream filling and often topped with chocolate? A. Turnover. B. Danish pastry. C. Cream puff. D. Strudel. Answer letter C. Cream puff. A cream puff is a light, airy pastry made from chalk pastry, pâté de chalk. After baking, it's hollow inside, perfect for being filled with whipped cream, pastry cream, or custard. Often, it's topped with a dusting of powdered sugar or a drizzle of chocolate, making it a classic and elegant dessert. So, why the other options are incorrect? Because letter A, turnover is filled pastry made by folding dough over a sweet or savory filling and baking it. While delicious, it's not usually filled with whipped cream or topped with chocolate. In letter B, the Danish pastries are flaky, buttery, and often filled with fruit nuts and custards. They can have icing or glaze on top, but they are not typically filled with whipped cream or topped with chocolate. And letter D, strudel is incorrect because a strudel is made from thin layered dough filled with fruits, commonly apples, nuts, or cheese, then rolled and baked. It's not filled with cream nor topped with chocolate. So answer letter C, cream puff. 35. Which kind of flour contains more gluten and less starch? A. Cake flour. B. All-purpose flour. C. Bread flour. D. Pastry flour. Answer letter C. Bread flour. Bread flour has a higher protein content, which forms more gluten when mixed with water. This makes it ideal for yeast breads that require strong structure and chewiness. It has less starch compared to softer flours like cake or pastry flour. For cake flour, so cake flour has low gluten, like 6 to 8%, and higher starch content. It's designed to produce a tender, soft crumb, which is ideal for cakes, not for bread. Letter B, all-purpose flour. Um, APF or APF, all-purpose flour, has a moderate gluten content, so that's 10 to 12%. It's a versatile middle ground suitable for many baked goods but not specialized for high gluten needs like bread flour. And letter D, pastry flour. So it falls between cake and all-purpose flour with moderately low gluten. So that's 8 to 9%, making it ideal for tender baked goods like pies and tarts. These are the types of flour: bread flour, all-purpose flour, soft flour, and cake flour. 46. Which of the following pastries refer to small, flat, and sweet cakes? A. Cookies. B. Tarts. C. Eclairs. D. Croissants. Answer letter A. Cookies. Cookies are small, flat, sweet baked goods typically made from dough or batter. They come in various shapes and sizes and are often sweet and crisp. So letter B, tarts. Tarts is incorrect. So tarts are pastries with a crust and a filling, usually sweet, like fruit or custard, or savory. They are not small, flat cakes. They are more like shallow pies. Are eclairs. So eclairs are made from chalk pastry, just like cream puff. So it is filled with cream and topped with chocolate icing. They are light and oblong, not flat or cookie-like. Letter D, croissants are flaky, buttery, crescent-shaped pastries made from laminated dough. They are not flat or small cakes and not typically sweetened in the way cookies are. So the option that best fits this description of small, fat, and sweet cakes is cookies. Letter A. 47, which refers to a method of dividing cake into uniform pieces before serving. A. Cutting, B. Slicing, C. Portioning, or D. Scoring. Answer letter C. Portioning. Portioning cake refers to determining how many servings can be obtained from a cake, while cutting cake involves dividing the cake into individual slices or portions. Portioning helps estimate the required size cake for a given number of guests, while cutting executes that plan by creating the actual slices. For letter A, cutting is incorrect because cutting is a general term for separating food into pieces. It doesn't necessarily imply uniformity or predetermined serving sizes. And same with letter B, it's incorrect. Slicing refers to cutting something into flat pieces, rather. While it can apply to cake, it doesn't always ensure uniform or measured portions. For letter D, it's incorrect scoring because scoring involves making shallow cuts on the surface of dough before baking, such as in bread, and is not related to dividing a finished cake. So the method of dividing cake into uniform pieces before serving is best described as portioning. Letter C. That's the portion guide for round cakes and for square cakes. Number 48. It refers to fine white flour made from soft wheat which contains 7 to 9% protein. A. Bread flour. B. All-purpose flour. C. Cake flour. D. Pastry flour. Answer letter C. Cake flour. Cake flour is made from soft wheat and contains 7 to 9% protein, making it ideal for producing light, tender cakes and pastries. Its lower protein content results in less gluten formation, which is perfect for delicate baked goods. Letter A, bread flour that's made from hard wheat, high protein content around 12 to 14%. It forms more gluten, giving bread its chewy texture and structure. For example, French bread. Letter B, all-purpose flour. It's a blend of hard and soft wheat. And letter D, pastry flour. So also made from soft wheat. Protein content is slightly higher than cake flour. Okay, letter C is the correct answer. 49. Which are the following baking tools that is used to measure small quantities of ingredients? A. Measuring cups. B. Measuring spoons. C. Liquid measuring cups. D. Both A and B. Answer letter B. Measuring spoons. Measuring spoons are specifically designed to measure small quantities of both dry and liquid ingredients, typically in amount like 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon, and 1/4 teaspoon, and etc. So for letter A, measuring cups. So measuring cups is the incorrect because measuring cups is used for larger quantities of dry ingredients. For example, 1/2 cups, 1/4 cups, or 1 cup. Letter C is incorrect. Liquid measuring cup, because liquid measuring cup is designed for larger volumes of liquid. It's usually made of clear glass or plastic with markings for accuracy. Okay, answer letter B, measuring spoons. Last, number 50. What type of chemical leaveners is a combination of baking soda and salt? A. Baking soda. B. Baking powder. C. Cream of tartar. D. Yeast. Answer letter B. Baking powder. Baking powder is a chemical leavener that contains baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, a base, so that's base, and acid salt such as cream of tartar or sodium aluminum sulfate, a drying agent like cornstarch, that's to prevent premature reactions, and these combinations allows baking powder to release carbon dioxide gas, which when it reacts with moisture and or heat, helping baked goods rise. For letter A, baking soda, so just a base, it's just a base like sodium bicarbonate. So it needs an acidic ingredient like buttermilk or vinegar to activate it. Letter C, cream of tartar. It's an acidic salt, potassium bitartrate, so often used to stabilize egg whites or as an acid to react with baking soda. And letter D, yeast. So it's a biological leavener. It ferments sugars to produce carbon dioxide and alcohol, which helps dough rise slowly. So the chemical leavener, that is a combination of baking soda and salt or acidic salt, is baking powder. Letter B. And that ends. Okay, so please comment your scores in the comment section. Thank you. So please count your scores and comment your scores in the comment section. Okay. As it says in James 1:5, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Amen. And that's it for today's review. I hope to give you knowledge and help you for your upcoming board exam. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more honest reviews and updates. Got a different opinion or experience with PLE? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So next up, I'll be reviewing other sub-majors, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care and God bless you all.